Hi, I'm Tim Scheib, husband of one, father of five, real estate agent, and this is Behind the Sign. Today I'm going to talk about something that's a little bit more near and dear to my heart. Something that I try and live every day by, and it's something that I think that it's really beneficial for me in my life, and I think it's beneficial for everybody if they were willing to try it out. So, being comfortable. Being comfortable is something that we all want to be. It's something that just makes sense, right? You're comfortable. But when you are comfortable, you kind of just stay at that spot. You don't ever get better. And this year, 2021, is something that there's so many different levels where I just want to get better. If you look at, well, let's just take 2020 for example. At the beginning of 2020, my whole idea was this year I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm going to do what I'm good at, and I'm just going to do the best that I can and just keep going. And I'm still going to do that. I still believe in that. But in all reality, 2020 threw a huge curveball at everybody. And with 2020 and the pandemic and everything that has gone on this year, the unrest, everything that has gone on this year, quite frankly, it threw our entire world out of its comfort zone. And, you know, a lot of people say they needed it. So when I was, say, in April and May, when we were all locked down, the number of people that I saw on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, whatnot, saying that during this time they've learned a lot. They learned not to go so fast. They learned to enjoy your children, enjoy this and do that. So at the end of the day, you know, everybody learned a lesson from 2020. And that lesson came because they were uncomfortable, because they were taken out of their everyday life. You know, we become zombies. You know, you put your key in the car, you drive to work, you go to work, you come home. We're zombies. But that's comfortable because, you know, it's easy. Well, the pandemic, 2020, made everybody uncomfortable, made everybody do things a little different, made everybody step back and look at life in a different way. I don't know if we've all got through these lessons and are implementing these lessons, and once things calm down, are we going to go back to where we were? Probably. My goal for 2021, and it actually was my goal for 2020 as well, was to get out of my comfort zone. In 2020, I said, I want to get out of my comfort zone because when I worked out, I work out every day. That's something that, like, I have to work out every day. I always joke about it. I eat a ton, so I work out every day so that I can eat. But in all reality, it's my release. So I work out every day, and one of the things that I had been doing is I would run really hard. And by the time I got done running really hard, I didn't have the energy to lift weights. Some days I wouldn't lift weights at all. Some days I'd lift, but it'd be kind of like, and I never really saw any growth in my strength and my size. And I know, you know, I don't know everything about it. My wife, she's got her master's degree in exercise science, so she understands all this stuff. And it's kind of comedy because, you know, we don't really listen to our spouses very often. But at the beginning of the day, at the beginning of everything, she would say, well, you need to run after you lift. And I was totally pushed off on that because do you know how hard it is to get a good workout in and then do your cardio after that? That's really hard. But I knew it was right. And so when I came back to her and said, I'm going to, you know, get out of my comfort zone and I'm going to start lifting first and running second. She's like, well, yeah, that's what I told you a long time ago. But in all reality, that's what burns the calories. That's how you build size. That's how that's how you can get more formed up, chiseled, whatever you want to say. And getting out of my comfort zone was something that I needed to do if I wanted to see progress on my physical appearance. And I've always had that goal. I think a lot of people in the world really want to have, you know, athletic, fit body. And so that was my goal. I could run like great, but I could never get rid of that little belly fat, you know, that stuff that we all hate. So I was going to get out of my comfort zone for working out. Now, after a year reflecting on 2020, I feel like I just need to get out of my comfort zone in all aspects. So let's apply that to work. I'm a real estate agent. I sell houses, and, you know, in the beginning of time when I got into real estate, I called for sale by owners. I did all these things that were uncomfortable. And over time, it became fairly successful in the business. And I look back at that and I say, you know what, I was doing things I didn't want to do. Calling for sale by owners, it's really hard. You know, my wife, she introduced this phrase to me, swallow the frog. I always would say bite the bullet. She says swallow the frog. I really like swallow the frog because it makes you think, I just got to do it. And, you know, when I would call for sale by owners in the early days, you just pick up the phone and you dial the phone. And once you dial it, well, it's too late now. You better make that call. You better start talking and do what you are supposed to be doing. So I was out of my comfort level then. That was just part of it. Me personally, and I know there's probably many people that are like me, it's easier to hear no from someone you don't know. That's easy. The hard part is to hear no from someone you do know, because that actually affects your heart. That's the difficult part. So for me, one of my goals for 2021 is to get out of my comfort zone in my workouts. And that has started already, because I said I was going to do that in 2020, and I have been doing that. So that's the workout side of it. For work, my comfort zone is calling people I don't know and hustling that way. But in all reality, to be successful, you have to talk to the people that you know. You have to talk to your past clients. You have to talk to your friends and family. And I've never gone down that route because it hurt too much to hear them say that no, we already have a real estate agent. That's okay with me now. That's okay. Like, I need to get out of my comfort zone and call my past clients. And if they have a family member that got into the business, I can accept that now. Like, I need to accept that. But getting out of my comfort zone is going to help propel me to the next level in my business. It also equates to family. You know, it's easy to come home from work and sit on the couch and watch TV or scroll through your phone when your kids are playing all over the place. I've got 5 kids, so it's, you know, you got to interact with them. And luckily 5 kids, they play with each other a lot too. So me getting down there and playing with the kids doesn't seem like it's going to mean anything, because they're yelling and screaming with their siblings. But if I get down on the ground and play G.I. Joes with my boy or play Barbie with my daughter, it may be something that's uncomfortable for me because I got to crawl on the floor. It's physically uncomfortable because I'm, you know, getting older. It's not as easy to sit on the floor. But what it means to those kids is more than you can imagine. And that will only solidify that relationship with the kids. And, you know, in addition to family, like if I come home and sit down and my wife, Rachel, she's back there cooking dinner. She likes to cook. I can't cook. So she does a great job. But if I were to just go back there and ask her every once in a while if she needs help or ask what I can do, that's something that it'll make our relationship better. So I can improve my relationship with my kids, with my spouse, by getting out of my comfort zone. So I think that, you know, everybody should look back at what they're doing today that's comfortable and what they could do to mix it up a little bit and do things that make them maybe a little uncomfortable, but look at the bigger picture. Doing those things that are a little uncomfortable, where is it going to take you? You know, if you have faith in God, if it makes you uncomfortable, you know, praying, or if it makes you uncomfortable speaking out, you know, speaking about God in public, will that bring you closer to God? It probably will. These things that we do in everyday life, if we just throw a curveball into it once in a while, change it up, you're only going to get better at everything you do. So I guess I ask you in 2021, or just, it doesn't matter if it's a New Year resolution, it could be middle of the year. I ask you to just take a look at that and see what you can do to change up your comfort zone and make things better. That's all I got for you today. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.